All right, guys, welcome back. Another episode of the MVM Show. Got Kevin here today. And Kevin, say your last name.
Bagdasian.
Bagdasian.
Yes.
I'll never have to ask again.
Yeah.
Because you changed on Instagram.
Bagduxian.
Yeah. Bagdasian.
You did ask again.
I did ask again. I lied.
Bagdasian.
Daisian, not the G. Because I'm thinking of the... Okay. Bagdasian. All right, and he's been on... I don't know, this is probably the fourth podcast he's on. And like I said, guys, he's going to be on here. We're going to be... Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned up.
We will be killing ducks with Kevin this year.
Oh,
Kevin,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we will be killing ducks with Kevin.
I have formally invited you.
Yes. I accept, sir. So anyways, we are going to talk about a few things. This will probably be more of about a 30-minute podcast. Got some other things going on I got to take care of. Just got done with a good podcast with Mike Henley. You guys, if you listen to the podcast, you have heard that episode already. So anyways, we're going to start pumping them out, guys. I'm doing my best. It's like I want to do 2 a week, but it's just like I have been so busy. But I basically just finished up all that overtime that I've been talking to you guys about. So now it's game time.
What was that stretch of OT, days-wise?
It was, well, I did 47 on the first one. It was supposed to be like a 76-day straight stint, but they pulled 2 days of OT in the middle there. So I ended up doing 47 straight. So they pulled it from me because some other pilot wanted it, I guess.
How dare they?
I know. Bummer. So I ended up going camping with my girls for 2 days. So then back on it, and I think this is a, 30-day
Yeah,
stint
it all blends in.
Yeah, it's all together. It's like Saigon, But anyways, we're going to have a couple topics here, and then we'll call it good. But I wanted to start out with, me and Kevin were talking about something yesterday. He brought up a really good point, and I wanted to be the first to raise my hand as far as taking care of the birds that you harvest. Okay, so I grew up, and around the people I was around was breasted out, right? I mean, I know you can do whole duck. I know you can pluck them all, do that, but I just never did it. Maybe sometimes laziness, sometimes a lack of knowledge of how to really prepare it. Because I'll tell you what, not just me, but most people that hunt ducks, if they have not been around the right person that know how to take care of them and cook them, what do people say? Duck's nasty.
Oh, yeah, it's so gamey.
It's terrible. It's gamey. It's horrible.
It's so dry.
I mean, I thought the same thing at first, and then when I started realizing, oh my goodness, what's his name? He wrote Duck, Duck, Goose. My mind's blank. Anyways, he's a chef. He came on a couple years ago, and he just like opened my eyes because I was looking for more ways. I'm like, dude, I know. I hear people, when it's prepared right, it's amazing, right?
Absolutely.
And his biggest favorite thing is pan-seared duck. I mean, so far, mallard and pintail doing it like that.
With skin on?
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. If pintail's always good.
Yeah.
Mallard, there will be times when one tastes like a ribeye and the next time it tastes like a stinking...
Highly coveted duck to shoot. But,
yes.
But a little, 50-50 on taste.
Yeah, it just depends on what they're eating, right?
Yeah.
And what the environment. So, and you really, because of birds migraine, you really never know. Yeah. I mean, technically, you don't know. I mean, maybe if you go shoot them somewhere where there's a lot of rice around, you can kind of have a good idea. But
some rice, some corn.
Yeah, some corn, a lot of corn. Their fat will be super yellow. I noticed that in Washington with a lot of birds with really yellow fat.
Oh, yeah.
But
carbo loading birds.
Delicious.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I wanted to say that I would raise my hands to say that I've still got a ton to learn, but we can't use lack of knowledge or lack of raising or mentorship to just not. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, you don't have to make everything into pepper sticks.
Yeah.
There's so many other ways to do it, but at the same time, like plucking a duck, you probably look at me, Kevin, and you probably look and say, like, dude, because I haven't done a ton of it, right?
Yeah.
A whole duck, I'm saying.
Yeah.
So kind of leading into that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this all kind of took shape. I was watching a video, The Grind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, The Grind, that show, and they were on a hunt, Will Roth and Tim Noe, his little crony, right? Shooting ducks and somewhere, and they're promoting stuff after the hunt, right? Like they do. Yeah. And they were picking ducks, and they were around this little, the garbage can picking ducks, and I noticed, and Tim No, who's Bill's guest, was just like, oh man, he just looked like a fish out of water,
Really?
right? And I was just kind of like, and they even kind of touched on it a little bit about like, you know, a lot of us breast ducks out, you know, we pick a few, but he was asking questions, you know, like just, it was just kind of a little shocking to me, right? That you know, I guess age doesn't matter. You never know when somebody gets into duck hunting, right?
True.
But I was just a little shocked that you couldn't really just pick it, you know. What are we going to say? There's all these different ways to skin a cat, right? But just technique, it just was, you know, there's usually a certain way, right? You hold that bird kind of in the palm of your hand with that neck, you know, and then the feet down, and you kind of,
you're pulling with the...
Yeah, you know, you're going just like that, you know, and then you flip the bird over, get the back, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff that I thought, you know, but...
Guys that were more experienced would know.
Yeah. And I was just a little taken back by that, you know.
Well, going into that, how often, like, I don't know, just for yourself, we know you kill quite a bit of birds. How many of those are you actually, what's making you decide that you want to pluck a bird whole, and how many do you think a year you're doing?
Well, you know what? I haven't plucked a lot of birds in a long, like 20 or 30 birds a year in a long time. You know, because I shoot a lot, I give a lot away. Yeah. You know, and let them do the thing, you know. And I don't have a freezer out in the garage to hold all these. So I mean, I do give a lot away, and I do breast a lot of birds out too to make to have those snacks for the next season, really. You know, the pepperoni sticks, whatever, you know, all that. So I don't pluck as much as I used to, but at least I know how to. Right. And you know, and it just depends if it's maybe a nice goose or some sprig, and I just feel like having a couple whole birds, you know. But you can get great recipes too by just breasting out, like you know, the pan sear stuff. But
I was assuming it'd be better though, like to do it whole, depending on the bird.
It just and it just depends on, you know, what you want to do. You could
your
stuff,
time.
yeah. It's not a sin to breast out birds. We all do it, right? But it was really just the fact of you didn't know how to pluck a duck, and you're a duck hunter. Yeah. You know, and I'm not saying it's wrong to do that, but it was just kind of
shocking.
It's just a little taboo to me. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That's all. I was just kind of little things I was noticing.
Yeah. And that's what, like I said, whoever your mentor was is really, it bases on what, it's not that you don't think down the road, like, oh, you know, I could actually pluck this. Yeah. But it's like you get in this zone of what you're doing, and that you just stay in that unless you really try to diversify and watch other things and see how other people do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost like you kind of got to want to do it if no one's ever really told you.
You got to have that like, little extra drive than most people do. Right. Because just like I was saying, I hunted the same refuge for years and years and years because that's what Travis did. Yes. And then one day I'm like, man, I wanted to hunt more. And I want to hunt different places. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I started looking and moving out, going different places. Yep. You know, and there's nothing wrong with staying at that one place your whole duck hunting career. Yeah. But if you're the kind of person that likes to see new things and be challenged and try things, you know?
Yeah, just kind of always ascending. You're always looking for new things and how to get better, right? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with staying static. Right. You know, plenty of people do that. Go to the same hole or whatever, right? But there's also a percentage of us that like to, you know, that are constantly growing despite our age, you know, learning new things, wanting to venture out, you know, this, that, and the other. So, yeah. So, yeah, I grew up, Pops, you know, that's all we used to do back in the day.
I plucked everything.
Everything.
We even like, well, I guess you're mainly shooting.
Even geese.
Really?
Like.
Oh, that had to take forever.
Growing up.
You had what you want to call it from plucking?
Right, yeah, getting blisters and stuff. But see, the thing back then, too, was my dad and I we weren't in the ducks. We weren't shooting limits of ducks all the time either. Right. And the limits weren't necessarily 7 back then. It was like 4 ducks, 5. So we didn't have piles of 14 plus our geese, all, you know. So but growing up, I don't think I saw him ever breast out a bird. because he never grew up doing that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Look at how you were raised around, and that's what you do.
So we used to get the old paper milk cartons.
Yeah.
Remember when those were the thing?
Yeah.
And we'd save all those, like the half-gallon ones, and you pluck your birds and you drop them in there and fill them up, so you ice block them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they don't freezer burn. Yeah, yeah, that's what we used to do. And then or plastic milk jugs, you kind of cut out the top.
Yeah.
Right, and then drop your birds in there and.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they're just about as fresh as they would be.
Because they're frozen in a block of ice.
And that's what we tell Travis. We've talked about this sometimes. Usually we'll throw, if you want to mount a bird, you'll throw it in a Ziploc bag. Do not do pantyhose. Do not do newspaper. Yeah. That is the biggest farce. People talk to any taxidermist, they'll be upset at you if you do that. But a lot of people don't know that. But because that used to be an old
pantyhose
back
was
in the
thing,
day. Yeah,
just to keep the feathers all uniform. I think right.
But then what's happening is those pantyhose, when they're stretched out, are leaving all those marks on the feathers, and they can't get that out. So
well, there you go.
Do not do that. But
who wears what women wear pantyhose anymore anyway?
Exactly.
I don't think that's a problem anymore for.
Probably not. Yeah. But I forgot where I was going with that as far as. So as far as saving the bird, like if you have a mounter you want to keep.
Yeah.
If you have the room in your freezer, the best way to do it is to put it and freeze it in water if you can. You don't have to. But I will tell you this, a couple years in the freezer, if you don't get that bird mounted, you're going to it's going to start getting jacked up.
Oh, yeah.
There is ways they can do it, like the feet, they can hydrate them. Like, because what happened, the feet will be the first thing to get all messed up from the freezer. After a couple years, they'll dry out. But they'll inject it with water, and there's a lot of soap. And they'll actually ways they can do that that we've done. But
revive it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like put it in that block of ice. Yeah. I mean, that's gonna take up a lot of room in the freezer too, though.
Well, yeah, and it did. That's why if you're gonna shoot a lot of ducks, you want to keep them. Obviously, it'd behoove you to get a freezer outside somewhere. Yeah, right?
That's what I have.
Like a lot of deer hunters do, and I should.
I know. I'm surprised you don't.
I have so many, like a lot of ethnic folks, really. Yeah. Like a lot of my Asian buddies. Yeah. I give them a ton of bird. My Indian friends, they love them.
Yeah.
So
that's good though.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're stoked. They're getting a lot of free meat.
It's mutual.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so if I just want to keep some birds, then I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're ready to eat some.
Right. Fortunately, the kids love them. The wife loves them.
Oh yeah.
So
my girls do. Sarah won't touch it.
Oh yeah.
She just won't even try.
You get do some poppers.
But she didn't grow up eating wild game. I did, right?
Yeah, but
try it.
But yeah,
she won't even do that.
Yeah,
she won't do it.
Exactly. I'll try anything once.
She won't do it. I will too.
Yeah,
once.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the time, I'm not. I like most things I try.
Do some poppers.
Yeah,
right. Because that
I have.
And she won't even try that,
dude. She won't
because that. You don't even taste duck or anything in there. There's so many other things.
And she's
in there.
not like a city folk, like where they don't do that. But it's if it wasn't in the store,
and you're like,
I'm scared.
Yeah, you're like, hey Sarah, hey, what's the craze? It's organic, right? Let's do it.
I know. Come on. You like organic?
Yeah.
Here we go. Oh, the girls just eat it up, man. They love it.
Yeah.
In fact, I was so mad. I shot this pinto and I had pan-seared it with the fat on, and I had pre-sliced it, that's where I made my steak. If I would have left it whole and walked away, they wouldn't have done nothing with it. I got sliced up real nice, dude, medium. Oh, fat was all crispy. I had like 2 bites. I walked away, dude. Almost both those breasts were gone when I came back. The girls were just like I was like, what?
You're wait, no.
Yeah, I was pretty upset, but.
Well, at least they like it.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
good.
No, I was glad.
Because that helps the cause too, bringing it home, cooking it. Now you got
what
more
about
people.
shot? Do you try to cut that out when you see that? Because it kind of looks gross, right? Like it's real clotty, bloody looking to the shot.
Oh, the clots.
After it's cooked. You know what I'm saying? It still has that real dark.
Yeah.
Just scrape it out.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't eat it.
Yeah. Try to get, when you're pre-gaming those breasts or whatnot.
Try to get out then.
Yeah, you get all those little try to get all those little blood clots out.
How do you like to cook it when you do a whole? Like say a whole pintail. What's kind of your favorite go-to?
It's well, I grew up for whole ducks. I don't have some of these cool barbecues like people do, like those Green Mountain or whatever, where they can kind of set the temp.
Yeah.
That would be good. I used to barbecue them or bake them.
Yeah.
Because I like it anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But the trick is, too, with duck and probably most game, you just want to get it just done.
Right.
It's
not chicken.
Yeah.
It's steak.
Just done. Can't go wrong. But, I mean, it's barbecue.
Explain the process. Give me a recipe.
Well,
Walk through the recipe.
Come on, unfortunately, I know. I go like, but I don't. I mean, because I like it. So for whole ducks, I mean, I'll just barbecue it. Really, yeah. Nothing.
But what do you put on it?
Oh, salt and pepper.
Literally,
nothing crazy. Yeah, because
you put butter on it and get it kind of where the crisp.
You could butter up the skin. Get that glazy, crispy stuff going on. But honestly, barbecue or bake it. I grew up. We used to do oven bags too back in the day.
Ooh, yeah, like you would do like a pheasant.
Yeah. Right.
With some veggies.
Put some Yukon Gold potatoes in there, some baby carrots, all that stuff. Boom. We used to do that.
That could be really good.
Exactly.
And then you got it. Obviously you had it gutted and everything. Right?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And we used to cut out the backbone.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like
so
spatchcocked in.
Every good plucker, guy who plucks ducks, has got those shears. Yeah.
And you just cut the backbone out.
Always.
And then that's easier to get the guts out anyways.
Well, you already pull those guts out, and then pull that backbone
Rinse it out.
And then yeah. So I don't know if a lot of guys do that.
So are you spatchcocking it?
What's spatchcocking it?
Where you cut the backbone out and then lay it flat.
Well, you don't necessarily. I mean, it's kind of going to naturally lay a little flat because you got the backbone out. But we didn't necessarily just.
Do you do breast up or not?
Yeah, breast up.
Breast up. Okay.
Yeah.
So then you flip it back over.
And then maybe we would put it down there just to get a little crisp up the skin or something. But over it was just breast up.
Okay.
With the backbone out. You could do either or, right? If you keep it whole, a lot of people like to stuff like some apples, oranges in the cavity.
The citrusy type of style. Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways, right?
Yeah. I certainly think we've trended towards just breast and birds. Most people.
Yeah.
People are killing a lot of duck, and that's
it's easier. It's quicker.
Yeah, and that's fine. But it was just the whole, just kind of we're on this big time show.
Yeah.
And, but I'm also looking at the guys too. It's Bill and it's Tim. These guys. I mean,
they've been around for a long time.
They get it done, but I don't consider them like hustlers. You know what I mean?
Right, where they're going as hard as they can go.
So not knowing plucking birds, it's kind of like I get it.
Right. True. Yeah.
They've killed birds, but they get put on birds too.
Yeah. Yeah. Part of the deal.
It's all part of the deal.
So I'm gonna jump into something else, and we'll cut this off about the 30-minute mark. But I've been getting some emails about a situation that's happened here recently, a video that was posted to YouTube. And I am not here to pick on anybody or hate on anybody.
But that's why you brought me in too. That's why you brought me here. So I'm going to pick on
do that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because you won't.
No, for real. No, I can, and I really don't have a problem when the reason I tread lightly is because I've made mistakes and things. And I'm not. The first thing people want to say is when you talk about someone else, well, have you done everything perfect?
Exactly.
But it's like at the same time, though, there's some stuff. It's just I don't care who you are. You don't or haven't or won't ever do stupid things.
Yeah.
Have I took shots too high at birds? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we all have.
But that's not well, it could be unethical, like if it's high, really high. But I mean, it's not. How do I say that? I'm trying to dance around, be politically correct here. Have I flock shooted? You guys, your dad was harassing me the other day about I've done that. Oh yeah. And then later I'm like, why did I do that? That was so stupid. Even saying it to myself, right? Yeah. So just certain things you learn lessons. That's life.
But that's just par for the course. Those are like benign things, really.
Right.
Because it's not a trend for you, or it's not consistent. It's a once in a while. Yeah. You go a little tall. You get something coming straight over.
Yep.
Right. Easier shot right there. A little tall, but straight overs. That's money.
Yeah.
Try it. Or flock shooting. We all get excited. It's all. I mean.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I'm just trying to kind of err on the side of whatever, but
yeah.
So I've been getting some emails, got a bunch of messages, and I've seen a ton of stuff floating around all over Instagram, Facebook. I've seen people make videos about this specific video. I'm not going to say the name, but a YouTuber that does waterfowl hunting and a bunch of other stuff too. Fishes with a magnet and all that.
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff. So anyways, I've never met the guy. I've never talked to the guy. I don't have nothing against him. except for what he is portraying and showing on the channel. And one of the things that was just insane to me was he gets on here and shows this hunt in this video where the dog breaks, and it's not his dog, so that's not his fault. But it was on these honkers, and they were right on the deck. I mean, right above. I don't remember if it was corner
Probably right
or what
above
it was.
the decoys, huh?
Literally in him, landed. There was some on the ground already. There was some right over. And in his shot cam video, you guys know how we like the shot cam. He pulls it up. You see the dog running right through the bead into where the red dot is. And birds now are starting to fall. And I know different angles show different things. So you're like, how in the world did that dog not get shot? It was a black lab. I believe it was a black lab.
I think you're right.
And I was like, how in the world did that dog not get shot? But you just don't know because you're looking at the video camera. I know how it is videoing stuff and people say stuff. It's like, that's not how it was. But this was straight up insane. And this person wasn't doing that. They didn't shoot at that moment. And they swung their gun over and shot geese just to the left of the dog. I mean, really close. And I know they tried to get on there and say that it wasn't as close as it. Yeah, that's not true. It was definitely very close. I mean, let me ask you this. If you were standing right there, and let's say you're another guy's 20 yards away, or a honker's 20 yards over here, okay? 20 yards, okay? But I'm right there and I'm shooting that honker. What would you think of me shooting? I'm pointing, my gun is still that way. What would you do if I shot a honker 20 yards to your left if I was 30 yards that way?
Yeah.
What would
WTF?
Yeah. Well, you'd probably never hunt with me again.
Yeah.
You'd flip out.
Yeah.
Are you stupid?
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah, we'd run the gamut with the obscenities and like what the heck.
It would be bad.
Yeah.
It would be a whole big deal. But because it's a dog, you can shoot a goose 10 yards to the left of it or 5 yards? How's that?
Yeah.
How's that okay?
It's not.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And they were defending themselves that they were 10 yards away or whatever. It was far enough away.
It was far enough away.
So he still shot towards the dog. You're still shooting towards the dog. You got 2 military vets here. Not that we know everything. Just gun safety.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
muzzle awareness.
Muzzle awareness. And it's like, he just showed that shot cam video over and over again. And I'm thinking, you're just digging your grave farther and farther down. You shot towards the dog.
And think, yeah, exactly.
And I don't care if you were 10 yards to the left of that dog. You shot towards him.
Yeah. This is all bad, right? Because as you're talking about this, I'm just thinking too, like, look at the dog broke. It's not.
That's number one.
But I mean, that's dicey too.
Right.
Right. Having a dog break.
You can't.
No.
That goes back on, and that's not the dog. That's the trainer,
no,
right?
Exactly.
I know you're saying that.
But
right then, no one should have been shooting.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. The dog ruined it. He's going back to the truck. He's putting it in the kennel or stake him down to where he can't break.
Exactly.
That's it. That's simple.
Exactly.
And
have a lead on them. Only let them off once the birds are dropped. If you got a dog that's going to break. Because, the dog obviously doesn't know because it, I guess, wasn't trained up.
That wasn't trained that way. Or maybe he just got excited because they were literally landing on the ground.
Leads to all these. Yeah. But
has Rocky broke? Absolutely. I'm not even trying to say. But he gets the discipline to that.
Yeah.
He can go solid for 50 retrieves and then maybe whatever. Maybe I slack off on him or what. But he doesn't get to go get birds after that.
Yeah.
He's getting punished. He don't get to go for 2 retrieves after that. I go walk down there and get him. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure if they knew that dog was like that. I thought I heard something about that because I watched a little bit of it myself just because I heard so much things about it because I don't watch his videos. But anyways, I was just like, dude, no matter how you sugarcoat that, you shot towards the dog.
Yeah.
Because if your buddy was standing out there, you wouldn't shoot.
No.
But how does it make it okay if it's a dog?
Exactly.
Like, dude, no.
All bad.
It's all bad. And all the dudes. So the reason we brought that up is it was insane. I wanted to see what the comments, and I was expecting to see a lot of things being said like, you shouldn't have did that. That was wrong or whatever. Everybody defend hundreds of comments of people defending, like, you're fine, it's okay, you know, you didn't do anything wrong. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Young people.
Minions, man.
Whoever you're listening right now, I really don't think I even have to tell you this. Don't shoot towards the dog. Don't shoot towards another hunter when they're 20, 30 yards away. Like, I don't really know. To me, there's not much conversation there. It's like, you should just know that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that,
you think.
and if you know what I'm talking about, that is not okay. If you, and I'm not trying to be rude. If you do, that is not okay, though. I promise you that is not okay to do that.
Yeah.
And I think the majority of people know. There must just be a few people out there that I don't know. They just.
We're getting youngsters, man, getting caught up in the wrong things. You know, the wrong reasons.
Well, seeing the bad examples.
But yeah, they get on
and
board.
like I said, I've never always been a good example, but I learn from it and I'd say it and I talk about it. You know,
certainly haven't been a bad example.
No, I try not to be. And every year we try to do better, just for ourselves in general, because we know you're being watched, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm not just out there doing. Oh, I'm doing this for the young people, the next generation. Obviously, I'm not. But at the same time, that is in the back of my head.
People are watching.
People are watching.
Yep.
Young people are watching.
Yep.
You know, so I mean, it just it's not a ton to sit there and talk about that. It's like, don't do that, and don't,
and then don't try to come up with a story to defend yourself.
Yeah, just say, you know what, I should have never did that. You'd get a lot more respect just saying.
Yeah. You know what? That was a huge mistake, a lack of judgment on my part and all of our parts, actually.
Yeah, all of us.
All of us.
And the crazy thing is the buddies were getting thrown under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
If you're actually buddies and you're just publicly kind of blasting them, I'm like, well.
We could have spun that, they could have spun it into a teaching moment.
Yeah.
Right there.
Totally.
And been heroes.
For reals.
Right.
And made such a actually really good impact. But instead it was a temper tantrum, getting mad. I didn't do anything wrong. It's like, all right. Only hundreds of people are telling you, can't believe you did that. I mean, here's the thing, dude. There is going to be haters. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
There is going to be people that say stuff that shouldn't there's nothing been done wrong, but they're just going to run their mouths. There's this guy harassing us for like 2 months on all. He was from.
Oh, the Canadian?
Yeah. Yeah, and just.
What's he talking about?
Oh, did you ever watch?
Yeah.
Or read the comments?
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, and there's a lot of I don't think about it, but this is globally, right? That people that watch the channel, I forget. Like people are like, "Oh, from Russia. I'm from Russia. I'm from whatever." I'm like, "What?" It's crazy. And there's a lot of people that watch from Canada that are good people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had a guy email me, cool day. He listens to podcasts, I think, but he was mentioning something about a video I did, and I was like, yeah, I never thought of that. Because I was talking about, what was I saying? About lead, that you can't shoot ducks with lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I said United States, but he was like, oh, the continent.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what am I? North America. And I was like, I'm sorry. I knew that, but I guess I said United States because that's where I'm from. But he goes, I'm just giving you a hard time. But anyways, be cognizant. I still see people that aren't really good with muzzle awareness that I've seen that I'm like, and I don't know if it's just I'm raising, because I know my dad made me like that, but also the military thing. Like,
where are you seeing
sometimes with people walking around, they're carrying a duck back to the blind and they're just really it's kind of like pointing toward, hey, dude.
Exactly.
I don't care if my gun's empty. My action's open.
Hey,
I don't care.
Hey, how about this, right? Remember in the military, the most dangerous weapon is an unloaded weapon.
Yeah.
Bingo. Remember that?
Yes. And I'll tell you what, I just watched a video by, oh my God, Foul Reality.
Oh, yeah. Those
Did you
boys.
see that? This new one? It said the one time.
Yep.
And it was him. He stuck his gun. He thought he unloaded. A duck came in. He put a shell in there. He forgot he did. Went back to the tailgate, stuck the gun down. The dog jumped in the truck. He was on the side. Somehow the dog hit the trigger. Bam.
Boom.
Blew him right in his hip. No legs.
One leg now.
Or one leg, yeah. Now he's one leg.
Yep.
And he goes, it was totally my fault.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, think about that. Like, guys, we got to, I'm talking to myself too. We have got to be super, super extra cautious. Because I will tell you this one time, if you're not careful, like, okay, so see if I go out there and get a bird, and maybe, I don't know, Rocky's getting another one, I'm walking out to get a bird, and I'm carrying my gun, I go get a bird. It can be, if you're not careful, lose cognizant of where people are, because people are walking around getting stuff too, and you're walking thinking you're clear and no one's over here, and then like you're picking stuff up and you look up and you're holding your gun pointing that way and then someone's walking by. It's like crud, like that's not good. I can't. That puts fear in my heart. Like I cannot let that thing flash anybody.
Yep.
So we got to keep that in mind, because I mean, how horrible would just one little accident can ruin somebody's life.
Oh yeah, one lapse in judgment.
Yeah, and the person that maybe accidentally did the thing, I mean, it might take it right out of you ever wanting to go out there again.
Oh, yeah.
Mess somebody's life up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, fortunately, I got a lot of guys that I hunt with that are, seasoned. Yeah. So, but you still always...
You still got to...
Have the awareness, right, where you're at. But that's good, especially, if you're going to go with somebody new. I mean... Yeah,
with a dog.
That
a new guy with a new hunter with your dog.
Oh yeah,
that's something that makes me a little bit.
Yeah,
like you got to just have that talk though.
Yeah, exactly.
Have that talk in the morning. Say, hey, I'll tell you when you're done. You safed on, a gun up, or whatever.
Yep. Can easily be mitigated, right, with some good conversation, good plan.
I guess this whole thing was just kind of safety and just using that as an example, because it was put out there and not confessed as a mistake. It was put out there as in I didn't do nothing
wrong.
Now
he's got to defend himself,
and that was a big mistake. And I'll stand accountable. I want to be accountable for stuff, and it hurts sometimes to be accountable. Like you got to drop your pride, but at the same time,
you got to recognize when you
mess up. Man.
Absolutely. And hey, this country, man, they're all about forgiveness. They will forgive you
for sure. Yeah, but you gotta fess up to it.
Yeah. Show some remorse, or this, that, and the other, and they will forgive.
Yeah,
they may not forget, but they will forgive.
Yeah, they will. And like you said, you'll come out on top. Better off. So
he could have come smelling like roses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but he had to address the haters.
Yeah.
I laughed at that. It was great.
So just a little safety touch up for the season. It's coming along, guys. Muzzle awareness, your safety, how the gun's being loaded, dogs running out. I mean, stuff happens. Stuff happens that's sometimes out of our control, and we just gotta be aware.
Yeah,
gotta be aware.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is easy to get distracted sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Get excited. Some ducks are coming in, or you got dropped 3 or 4 ducks. Yeah. So, anyways, just a little reminder.
Absolutely.
Right before season's getting ready to roll. Yeah. People actually tomorrow are starting. A lot of people are shooting till already. I think some people in
I think they already
Wisconsin,
have.
And Wednesday was opener for till.
I think so.
Doves. People are shooting doves. You're getting your dogs out there.
We're going to be getting out soon with some youth.
Yeah.
Great teaching stuff out there for these youth.
And what's nice is I've really got to work with those guys too, since they first started. So they've been
tuned up.
They've been tuned up, and it's just little things, little reminders, whatever. But anyways,
good stuff.
Well, anything else you want to touch on, or you ready to go get something to eat?
I could eat. Thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and I'm glad you got to come down. And Kevin is a good man. He brought the old JJ Lairs hybrid in the jade.
I brought that jade drip for all you out there.
I can't say what happened after he handed it to me. He might have got a juicy kiss or something. No, but Brett Crow built us out some pretty sick calls. It's a hard color to get a hold of.
Great. There's a ton of great calls out there, folks, as you know.
Yes.
I mean, we are just we're sold on the whole.
It's a duck. If you can blow it sounds like. I mean,
and just
it's ducky.
Not architecture, but just the
way it's designed. The design. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. So we're in love. I mean, it's transcended all across the world.
We probably need to do a podcast on it. We'll do a podcast on that and talk about that call.
Oh, they're going to be like, oh my God, here they are again.
Talking about... I know. No, I don't think people, because I think we've never talked about the details of a JJ Lairs and why it's so good.
Yeah.
And the design of,
it's foolproof, right?
It really is. And we'll tell you why later.
Because duck hunters, we want consistency, right?
Yes.
Right? Because if you got that sound, you want that sound all the time.
You want to keep it,
Yep. So more to come.
Yes, more to come. We won't just talk about that. We'll talk about other things too. But I do want to get into the weeds a little bit. It won't take that long, but why it makes sense and why they did what they did. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll get lucky and we can sweet talk Brett into. I don't know if he will, but I really want to get him on here back.
I know.
But anyways, all right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Talk to you later.
All right. #YOLO.